everybody was stunned and shocked. There were some people who hadn't even realized what was going on, and then I saw the back of him disappearing, but there were some people who were just sort of pottering around taking photos and that kind of thing.
That's a witness to a U.S. soldier running into North Korea, sharing what it was like to watch him go.
Sarah Leslie is from New Zealand and was part of Private Travis King's tour group in the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea. They had just come out of a group of buildings when she noticed him take off.
And then suddenly I noticed a guy dressed in black, running what looked like full gas towards the North Korean side. And my first thought was, what an absolute idiot. I assumed he was sort of getting a mate to film it for some kind of TikTok stunt or something like that. But he just didn't stop, and he kept going. And then the US and South Korean soldiers sort of realized what was happening, chased after him, yelled at us to sort of get in the building on the South Korean side. So we all ran in after that. But they didn't catch him. He was we were pretty close to the border, and it would have been pretty hard to stop him.
Private King remains in North Korean custody today.
Now more details are coming out about the 23-year-old's life in the U.S. Army. Here's Matt Bradley with more from Seoul.
So that picture of Private Second Class Travis King is coming into sharper focus. And indeed, now we actually have a picture of Private King. What we're hearing now is that he had a couple of run-ins with the law here in Seoul. You know, he only joined the U.S. military back in January of 2021. He was posted here for quite a bit of that time, where he was arrested at least twice, possibly 3 times, at least one of them, for what looks like violent assaults. Now, right before this incident, he had been spending time in a South Korean prison where he was there for, it's thought to be, about 2 months. Now, he was released. He was put back into U.S. custody, and American officials had accompanied him almost all the way to a flight, or on board a flight, that would have taken him back to the States, where he could be facing further disciplinary measures by the military or even possibly a discharge. Instead, it looks as though he walked away from that flight, joined a tour group that went to the border between South Korea and North Korea. And these are common tours. You can get them just about anywhere in Seoul. It's about an hour and a half's drive to the border. He went there, and as the tour approached the border, he dashed across. Now, I've been speaking with people who were part of this group. They said that he didn't make much of an impression. He wasn't talking to anybody beforehand, but suddenly he took off running. And in fact, one of the people that I spoke with said she thought he was doing this as some sort of TikTok stunt. And all of a sudden, he's on the other side, being handled by North Korean border agents. So this has become quite an unusual incident, and it's become a diplomatic crisis between the U.S. and North Korea. Matt Bradley, NBC News, Seoul, South Korea.
King has been serving in the Army since January of 2021. North Korea has not mentioned the border crossing in its state media, but did continue today with weapons testing that has accelerated since last year.